Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. Let's talk about the ride a little bit. We're going to talk about the Twisted T-Bike, and we're going to talk about the ride. And work has been progressing on the Twisted T-Bike. The ride started out pretty sketchy, as you can see here.
And the only reason I backed off, I lost my gas cap.
I went back to the shop, put another gas cap on it, and made that run. I did not know changing a jet would make that much difference. Now, some people asked about the jet numbers. There was a 30 in it. I went to an equivalent of a 25. Now, jets that I get, jets that they're numbered different. So I think the jet I actually put on it was a 37 of this number, but it's equal to a 25 of another. And I had no idea it was going to do that. I would have never went out there with shorts and flip-flops on. And that is completely irresponsible. And I'll be the first to admit it. You Minorelli guys and the other ones that I really can't pronounce or whatever, or they've got a lot of different names. All the respect of the world to you. But one thing I noticed was y'all's power band comes on really early, and that's the reason for the heavier clutch and everything. That's a complete stop clutch in that thing. And I did notice, as I guess previously when I ran it, it was like getting too much fuel. But whatever it did kind of lean out a little bit, then the power band came on way after y'all's. So, you know, it's like apples and oranges difference. And trust me, I could buy a Motorized, but it's not about that with me. It's about, you know, like a video game. It's like a quest. Trying to get as much as you can out of these. Now, I posted the porting numbers, or the timing numbers, the port timing numbers on a previous video. You can go back and look at that. It ran good. And actually, trust me, whenever the front wheel got loose in the Mardi Gras ride video, it was in the back of my mind. But you're like detached from reality for a minute there, because wow, look at this thing, it's really going fast. I never knew it would do that. And then next thing you realize, you dumbass, you got shorts and flip-flops on and you're doing 49.1 miles an hour. But my electric bike did 49.5. So will it ever go that fast again? No. Had no desire to go that fast. That was a kind of a, not a fluke, but in a way it was. So this is for a long ride that we're planning. We're planning a group ride all the way to Old Town in Kenner, because the bike path like that goes all the way to Kenner, which is going to be a long ride. I personally want to welcome, whenever we do it, welcome anybody to come down and ride with us, because it's going to be epic. It's going to be a good ride. It'll be a long ride, but it'll be a good one. And good, not road, but trail the whole way. So if you can make it, make it. I'll post it whenever we do it. Some people ask me about the fuel I use. This is the fuel I use. This is the only fuel I run in my bikes. 94 octane, full synthetic, nice and clean, no alcohol, no additives or anything like that other than just good gas. And that's from cradle to grave. Some people ask me about break-in. that 49.1 mile an hour was braking. So the bike itself is really good. I mean, and that's a really good pipe on there that I picked up for next to nothing. I beat a bunch of dents out of it, as you can probably see. Other than the front end getting loose at one time, it hasn't gotten loose since. It has run really, really good. And it was really stable. I mean, it didn't show any wobbling or anything. But to give you, when the gas cap come off and stuff, give you an idea how rough that road is. And the reason I went on that side of the road and not the other side of the road, we have at least 100 trucks a day come in unloaded and then leave loaded. So on the other side, you have this ripple. It's hard to see, but it's there. And you get up on it and you drop down and stuff. It's just not a really good medium for any kind of fast run. Not like that anyhow. So that's the reason I was on that side of the road. If anybody has that question. The Twisted T-Bike. I can't stand these studs and stuff on these tanks and stuff that hold them on. So in this video,
here I am cleaning the tank up and then buttering it with the brazing rod. The tanks are so thin, if you weld on them or something like that, they'll just blow a hole there. And then you spend time patching the hole. What I'm wanting to do is weld some pieces on here that I can weld to the frame. So sick and tired of these bolts and stuff. And rattling loose and everything else. And this is me buttering the piece that I'm putting on there. And then I'll braze it on there.
I brazed tabs on the tank itself. And then I cut the studs off in this video.
Alright, this is where I'm putting the gas tank on the frame. I'm cutting those studs off and I'm grinding them flush. I've already welded the two tabs on that I wanted to weld onto the frame. I just don't like those, the way it bolts on, and in this bike I really want a really nice clean look. I mean, we went through all the trouble to hide the wires and the cables and everything. Well, let's hide some nuts and studs. So I'm in the process of lining this thing up exactly, because once I get it welded on, that's pretty much it. But if I need to change the tank, I always cut the welds and weld another one back on. So really no big deal. I just want a really clean look. This bike's going to take a lot of time to do. And this is kind of one of the reasons it's going to take so long to do. The wheels are done. Well, the front wheel's not, but the back wheel's done, all lined up and everything. That's a major accomplishment right there. The motor's done, the chain's at the right length, we got crank, forks, all that. I'm going to have 203 brake discs, front and back, and it'll be able to stop good and everything. So, but this is me going over it, cleaning up the welds and everything. And the only reason I really do paint this thing the white bare metal primer is to see the flaws, and it shows them really good, so I'll be able to clean them up, and I'll probably send this thing out and have it painted.
Nice and clean. The Twisted T-Bike is going to take a long time to do. It's not going to be done in a week. The motor's done. The wheel's done. The back wheel's done. I've got to do a front wheel. And I've got to lace one up. Because this is how ridiculous I am getting with some of this stuff. That the back wheel is black rim, black hub, and chrome spokes. I want a black rim, which I have one, and I'm going to lace it with chrome spokes. I just bought a set of them. So I'll be lacing them up lacing that rim up. Then there's going to be multiple coats of paint go on it. And I have a few other brackets to weld on it yet. And then I want to mock up the whole bike, because the problem with this one is the paint job come out really good, but there was some other stuff I had to do, taking the motor in and out, stuff like that, and screw the paint up. I want to mock everything up, get everything on it, then take everything off and do the paint on it. And I really want a really nice job, and then I want to do a really good clear coat, and I want the Twisted Tea stickers on it and everything else. It's going to take time. I'm sorry. It's going to take time. I want to crank that motor. I've tried to crank it up. The compressor's too high on it. So that's it in a nutshell. We got the tank on it. We're moving forward as much as possible. I got a new product. I got a plasma cutter, something I've been needing for a future project I'm doing, or future projects I'm doing. And other than that, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave me a comment. I'm not here in the shop by myself. I'm trying to get the most you can out of this. Well, I had no idea I'd get that out of it. And that intake I made, that was complete billet. Really short runner. But in the process, I had to cut the clutch cable posts down, screw it all the way down, and still had to shave a little bit off the top. But if you do that, you've got room to do it, and it tucks in really nice. The little air breather I got on there actually works pretty good. So that's it, and I will be posting videos as the work I do on that. But the paint on it, paint job alone on it, I'm almost, because I can't paint because it's actually kind of cold right now. And I spray primer on it to keep it from rusting, because South Louisiana is a humid state. And it's just going to take some time, and it's going to take a lot of my time. And me and my wife's got something coming up. She's got an operation coming up. It's going to take a lot of my time. So with that being said, don't do what I do. I was stupid, literally stupid. Should have had gloves on, like a few people suggested. Not suggested, they said I should have had gloves on in case I did go down. And I should have had a damn helmet on, I should have had boots on, I should have had jeans on and everything else. But in my defense, I didn't know it was going to do that. I really didn't. And you get caught up in the moment. Oh, wow, look at this thing. It's going so fast. Oh, wow, that's cool. And then you realize you're sitting on top of it. Hit like and subscribe. That helps out a lot too. Every little bit I get from this, I buy a new tool in here to do better work, literally. And please, utmost please, if you don't hit like, you don't hit subscribe, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. All right? So we're going to end this video with some shout outs to some good channels y'all should tune into. And check them out. They get good content. And the ones that don't have content on there, if you do click on one that doesn't have content on there, I want them to make some content. I want to see their videos. I want to see, and the only reason I posted that video was one of my successes. It's nothing more than that. I wasn't rubbing something in somebody's face or doing anything like that. I did get help on it, and I appreciated the help immensely. And but I wasn't rubbing anybody's nose in anything. It was just sharing one of my successes, and I want to see everybody's success, but dressed appropriately. Absolutely. So please leave me a comment. All right, guys? Y'all have a good day.